Gen X, we need to do a lot better than this. Stick around, let's talk about it.
All I need are some tasty waves, cool buzz, and I'm fine.
What's up, everybody? It's Graham. Welcome back to the channel. And I'm back with another video. So I want to make a disclaimer at the very beginning of this video so I can see how many of you watch the video and then make a comment, actually watch the whole video. So when I use the phrase, us Gen Xers or we Gen Xers need to do better, I don't need to see the comment that, well, don't include me in that because I'm not like that. I assume that most people are good in general. But what I'm going to talk about today is a certain type of person, whether you're a Gen X, a boomer, a millennial, a Gen Z, that we all just need to do a little bit better. So if you're not one of them, you don't need to let me know that you're not one of them. I get it. But I categorize, since I am a Gen X channel, I am categorizing us as Gen X. So I have to make that disclaimer because I did that on my one video with the kids, and people in the comments were just, well, I didn't raise my kids that way, and they seemed very, very offended, which probably kind of what we're going to go over today. But if you remember growing up, and I wonder how many kids know this today, there was a rule. All right, let's see if you can think about it real quickly. There's a rule that we were always told, not a curfew or be home when the street lights turned on, but there was a rule that was called the golden rule. Do y'all remember that? It was repeated to us over and over and over, drilled into our heads. So I'll put it up on the screen here, but it says the golden rule is the principle of treating others as one would want to be treated by them. It is sometimes called an ethics of reciprocity, meaning that you should reciprocate to others how you would like them to treat you, not necessarily how they actually treat you. So, in other words, it's basically telling you to do better. Treat people as if you wanted to be treated. So, if you want to be treated like shit, then I guess the golden rule for you would be to treat people like shit. All right. But I don't, I think in general, most people don't. And I know, we're a nostalgia channel, or I am a nostalgia channel, and I think this garnered up some nostalgia for me because I do remember the golden rule, and I know I was, I'm an asshole still to this day to friends and people that I know close, but I'm not to people in public. Uh, that's not to say that if somebody came at me, hard, I'm not going to respond back. I'm not going to sit there and take it. However, um, there seems to be this trend or now a new behavior that has taken over people in general um, since the advent of social media and the internet. And what I mean by that, the reason why I thought of this or it came up is um, one of my friends who has a YouTube channel, and I'm not going to mention whose. That's not the purpose of it. But he did a video today where he has a subscriber that went to another channel that he recommended. Hey, go over to this channel. They're good people. Take a look at them, watch them, help them subscribe, help them get to 1,000 subscribers. I don't follow that channel. Didn't know about it. Still don't follow the channel because it's just not my thing. It's not. It's a Gen Xer, but it's not a Gen X channel. Um, but this individual went over there and then made a rude ass remark or comment on that individual's YouTube channel. Again, freedom of speech, right? You have the right to do it. But that individual would have never found that other person's YouTube channel if he wasn't referred to that channel by my friend. So it's kind of an asshole move. Not kind of, but it is an asshole move to go over there and then do that. And the comment was really stupid. Now, as a content creator now, at the filming of this video, I am almost about to hit 4,000 subscribers, and I really thank all of y'all that subscribe to the channel. I'm at 3959 right now, so I'm almost at 4,000 subs. Um, and so I've had my share of really bad comments. I do not filter all the comments. I let them, there's a level that you can pick. So there have been a few that have just never been posted live. I mean, they think they went live, but no one ever sees them because they're just really, really bad. More so, just really dumb comments, and a lot of them get through, and that's fine. Um, some of them, I don't mean dumb like you're a dumb person. I'm just saying I don't understand what you're saying. So I just kind of I don't respond because I have like, hey, great, you commented. I really don't understand if you commented on the right video you thought you commented on. And then of course I had a video one time where a woman, just basically said she hates my voice. It's the most uneventful voice. And it's like, hey, well, that's my voice. I'm not going to be some fake up here on the camera and smile and, oh my God, welcome back to the channel, guys. Oh my God, what I have for you today? Because that's just not me. And having 4,000 subs or almost 4,000 subs, that tells me that almost 4,000 of you are okay with my monotone voice, right? Um, but this behavior got me thinking of, what, we were raised better than that. Yes, we were, as these TikTokers say, we were feral and we were this and that. And, we didn't take no shit. We didn't. However, although a lot of us had a lot of absentee parents, and we raised ourselves a lot of the times, when those parents were around, if you messed up, you got your ass beat. And if it wasn't my mom that spanked me, because my mom never really did, my grandmother did. And she whipped the shit out of me. And for saying certain things, for even just giving her a certain look. Overall, showing disrespect. Doesn't matter what kids nowadays or people nowadays would say, oh, well, they beat you. Well, you know what? That still goes on today. But the bottom line is that we learned manners. We learn how to say yes, sir, and no, sir. And guess what? It is 2025 today. I am still going to call you sir or ma'am, regardless, right? People that are younger than me, it's just a habit of mine. I was raised that way. It's a show of respect, especially for your elders. Um, so I still do that. I've had some customers even tell me, "Yeah, don't call me sir, call me by my name." We're that's what you call my dad, kind of thing. But I look at it as a sign of respect. You always respected your elders. You respected your school teachers. I had some dumb school teachers, but I didn't realize they were dumb until I was junior high, high school, and then maybe even get out of high school and then look back and be like, yeah, that teacher was an idiot. And right now you see a lot of that on TikTok because people put all that stuff on the internet of how bad some of these teachers are. Now, as part of what I do for a living for sales, I have many school districts. And I have some that are worse than others where I go into those schools and I see things in the classrooms that I don't think should be in the classrooms. I think we should, our kids should just be there to learn. But it's not where my kid goes to school. But it's there. So a lot of the stuff that you see on the news, you see on TikTok, I've witnessed it firsthand. Um, but I still show a certain level of respect. You see TikTok videos of kids beating up teachers, just flat up beating them up for, taking their Nintendo or taking their cell phone. I don't agree with teachers taking stuff. They've done that to my kids before where they've taken the phones. Let me deal with my kid for taking out their phone in class and getting in trouble for it. But at the same time, I paid $1,000 for that phone. And the last thing you're going to do is take it from them because it's their property. I get it. Shouldn't have brought it. They should leave it in their backpack, but that's a different story. So I just feel that, we are so quick. Here we go. We as Gen Xers are so quick to talk shit about the millennials and talk shit about Gen Z when we are doing the exact same things. So how many of you Gen Xers have gone online and left a negative review on Yelp or Google or Facebook? How many of you are a Karen and you've been filmed on TikTok or whatever as that person? What do they call those? Fast food freakouts, right? I've seen those, and they run the gambit on age, but you shouldn't be seeing a 50-year-old throwing fries back at an employee because your burger was cold. I mean, my first job, well, no, actually, my second job was working at McDonald's as a cashier. And man, I had never had anything like that. Did you get disgruntled customers? Yes, but even them, they weren't assholes. Doesn't mean they didn't exist. Doesn't mean they weren't around at some other McDonald's, at some other state, some other city. But for me, all I can talk about is I never experienced that. Now you see that. You see videos of a woman getting beat up by a man, and instead of another man going over there and subduing that individual, they pull out their phones and start filming them. So that's just not a millennial or a Gen Z thing. It's everybody that's doing that. Let me say this again, everybody, because I sure as shit wouldn't allow that to happen. So when you go on somebody's YouTube channel and you know and you leave a dumbass response, and plus this individual was from Texas, where I'm from, and just said some things that makes Texans look bad. The stereotype, right? So it's just you should be ashamed of yourself, you know, as a grown ass man, somebody that's over 50 years old, and that you make a comment like that. One of my little side hustles that I used to do before COVID was I had a digital marketing agency where I did digital marketing for restaurants and bars. That was kind of my specialty. So of course, when COVID shut down, you know, I kind of shut the business down with it. But I was ready to shut it down. Why? Because I was also, as part of the digital marketing um, suite that I gave them of what I did for services, was responding to negative reviews. And the type of stuff after a while, it began to weigh on me because I got to know these owners of the restaurants, of the bars, and knew a lot of what was going on behind the scenes. All of these restaurants pretty much have cameras in them. And so they would go on Yelp, they would go on Google, and they would leave a 1-star review and write a 2-paragraph, you know, story of what happened. And then you can literally watch the video and see it's the exact opposite. But you can't submit that to Yelp. Yelp wants you to pay them, and if you pay them, then maybe they do it. They say they don't do that, but that's what happens. Um, and they wouldn't remove the review. And when it's a flat out lie, and you prove it's a flat out lie, and that review stays on there and can potentially hurt people, hurt future jobs. Now, trust me, I go to restaurants, I've gone to bars where I get really bad service. It's just it's just what happens. Okay. But it's how you handle it that makes me feel like, you know, we were raised better than that. See, back in the day, right, our boomer parents, they didn't have social media. They have what we all have now, and that's called word of mouth marketing, word of mouth advertising. So when we were displeased with something, we would ask to speak to the manager, right? So creating these online reviews are a way for, my opinion, people that are cowardly to go online and feel that they are so special that they get to broadcast to the world how bad their burger was or how bad their service was. Um, if I leave a review, I leave good reviews. If it's a bad place, I don't leave a review. See, that's what I don't understand about human nature nowadays. Um, if you go to a restaurant and you don't like the food, it's like if you hear if you hear that a new restaurant is serving a shit sandwich, and I mean literally a shit sandwich. Somebody tells you that it's shit. And you go there and you take your family and you order the shit sandwich and you get the sandwich and you're like, I cannot believe this. It's a shit sandwich. Then you go online and you leave a review telling everybody that it's a shit sandwich. It doesn't make sense, right? If you've heard that the food is bad at a place, why do you go there and then try it out? And then you're like, oh my God, this is shitty food. And then you leave a review. I don't know why people do that. Like, tell your circle of friends, like, man, I wouldn't go to that restaurant. The food's really bad. Or I wouldn't go there. The service is really bad. But people do. And then they go there and they think that, they're they're gods or whatever, and they can go in there and just lambaste a business. You know, you don't know that if that server that day had a flat tire on the way to work, or with inflation being the way it is over the last 4 years, you don't know if they're getting evicted from their apartment. You don't know if they got denied for certain social services because they can't afford to pay for things. You just don't know. Still not an excuse for getting bad service, but just understand that there are other things that could be affecting those people's lives that you'll never know anything about. Last time with me, and I'll say where I went to a restaurant called Saltgrass, which I absolutely love. They're owned by Landry's, and I'm a Landry member. I love the points. Several years ago, I'd say 5 years ago, I went there, had really poor service, and I had been going to this location near North Star Mall, right there off of 410 in Blanco for years, and had really poor service. And the manager, when it's a good manager, should be what they call touching the tables. The manager goes around and stops. Hey, has everything been okay? How'd you like it? So this manager did that, and I was like, "Sir, come here. Let me tell you. I had really bad service. This guy was very slow. He screwed up the orders, you know, but I talked to him like this. I didn't say, oh my God. And my wife pull out her phone and start recording it. Oh my God. Right. Start drawing all this attention to themselves in the restaurant. Because that's what people seem to do today. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? Well, I was nice and I was professional. Um, and of course, he's like, let me give you free carrot cake. And I'm like, I'm not complaining so I can get free food. I tried to actually leave. I just said, hey, man, we'll be back. Just try to correct it. Let him know maybe he's new. He's learning. I don't know what's going on, but just, work with him. He insisted. I took the carrot cake, right? It's my favorite dessert anyway. But the point is I've been back to that restaurant several times since then. I didn't go online. I didn't leave a negative review, whine and cry and bitch and moan about how bad my service was. And, but that seems to be what a lot of people do today. It's disturbing that it's humans. It's not just millennials and it's not just Gen Z and Alpha or whatever the hell they are. It's all of us, right? Here, hold on again. All of us, right? And it's just ridiculous. It really is. So Gen X, we say we don't care, right? We're tough, we're thick skinned. And so if you don't care and you're thick skinned, then just handle yourself a little bit better and stop getting so butthurt so easily over bad service, a shitty drink. Um, Handle it the way that you should, because going online, giving a review is not going to fix anything. It's like if your friends and family tell you that that's a really bad movie, why do you watch it? It's kind of like I see online because I'm on social media for the fact that I do YouTube. So I see a Republican commenting on a Democrat YouTube page complaining, and I see a Democrat complaining on a Republican's YouTube page. And my point is yes, I understand you don't always want to be in your own echo chamber, right? You need to expand your thoughts and try to learn more. But if you don't like that person or that channel, why the hell are you even watching their video, let alone leaving a comment? I'm in a lot of groups on Facebook. That's really the only reason I'm on Facebook is Marketplace, so I can buy things for my Scion and, of course, my Supra. So we have these, what do you call them, groups. And I'm in a couple of those, but I'm also in VHS groups. I'm in CRT TV groups. And there's always that group of people that are assholes. Like they're the super king. They know everything there is about Supra and you're an idiot. Or that guy that knows everything about a VHS and you're an idiot. Or that person that knows everything about CRTs. They're in every freaking group, right? Drop a comment below if you're in a group, right? And if you know what I'm talking about, name the group and let me know, what type of people there are. But you know who I'm talking about. I just don't get it. You're there in that group to get help. I'm there to learn how to rebuild my Supra. I'm there how to figure out what VHS is worth money, and if I've got some that are sealed or not sealed, and that's a whole nother thing with VHS people. Um, so it just is ridiculous, and then it just gets blasted out there on social media now. So excuse the rant. I want to say sorry, not sorry, because I know it's not the majority of us, but when somebody from my state makes a stupid comment to somebody in another state that should have just, like, if you didn't like their channel, just back up. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like that individual's channel. I watched a video to see what happened, but I'm like, hey, that's not my jam. Okay. So why would I leave a video? Or why would I leave a comment on that video on that person's channel that I don't follow? And yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. So we need to do better in that sense. We need to follow the golden rule that I'm pretty sure if your parents didn't teach you, your grandparents taught you. Treat other people like you want to be treated, and not be part of the problem, but be part of the solution, right? if you're raising your kids, if you're raising young kids, teach them that rule. Let them realize that there is a way to be respectful to other human beings that you may not agree with and then you may not be happy with, but there is a way to deal with them professionally and um, ethically, in a sense. Not throwing a tantrum. I've like a Karen. I think a Karen got named a Karen from some Gen X age woman, right? And then whatever the Karen version of a man is, right? Um, so, or is it a Kevin? I think something like that. But so, man, it's just I lose my train of thought on that because it gets so frustrating. Like, be better. And I haven't seen like 19-year-old Karens. They're normally people that are Gen X doing stupid stuff, and the same for the dudes. It's like, get over yourself. You're not that important, right? That's the way I look at things. I look at myself that way. I'm not that important, right? So think about that, guys. Just that's from the heart. Like I said, it's a little different video, but to me, it's still a Gen X thing, and it's still nostalgia for me because although I was a bad kid when I was a teenager, if you follow my channel, you've heard my stories. But man, I treated my grandmother with respect. I treated my mom with respect. I treated my elders with respect. I treated the person at the grocery store with respect. The person at the McDonald's when I was buying food, I treated them with respect. And I think we need to bring that back again, right? Bring respect back again, and make common sense common again, and stop treating people like shit. So, with that said, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like this one. They're not always like this. And with that said, I appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next video.